Tyreek Hill. I still see myself as a Chief. Tyreek Hill has made it clear he still considers himself part of the Chiefs family, and now he's preparing to come back home. After everything he's accomplished, Hill knows where he belongs, and that place is Kansas City. This isn't just a player returning to a former team. It's a superstar reuniting with his true football family. The bond between Hill, Mahomes, Kelsey, and Chiefs Kingdom runs deep, and now that connection is about to ignite a new era of dominance. With Tyreek back in red and gold, a massive championship run is brewing. His unmatched speed, elite playmaking, and veteran experience could be the missing piece that pushes the Chiefs back to the top. A Super Bowl is not just possible, it feels inevitable. Chiefs fans, get ready. Your guy is coming home, and he's bringing the fire with him. We're back with another electrifying episode of our weekly mailbag here on the Kansas City Chiefs channel. I'm your usual host, Tyler Jones, and today, my friend, the temperature is going to rise. There are lots of great questions, controversial takes, possible historic comebacks, and even a certain linebacker who's been causing a stir. If you're wondering whether Tyreek Hill could return to Kansas City or if Micah Parsons has any shot at wearing our red and gold, hold on tight, because I'm diving into all of that. We're talking facts, figures, rumors, and of course, that special pinch of emotion only those who live this team truly understand. So kick back, throw on your Chiefs cap, and let's get into the game, because this episode is packed with everything fans want to know. I guarantee you won't want to miss a single second. We're starting off with a question from Shad Jameson about our safety, Brian Cook. And look, the 2024 season was solid. The guy started all 17 games, racked up 78 tackles, 5 pass breakups, and 2 interceptions, not to mention the leadership role he stepped into after Justin Reid left for New Orleans. Brian Cook may never be a superstar defensive player, and that's okay. What he brings is consistency and reliable execution, exactly what Steve Spagnuolo wants in a safety. And best of all, he won't cost a fortune against the cap. That's gold in today's NFL, where every penny counts. In my opinion, re-sign him, yes. If the price is right. He's the kind of player you keep to build stability on defense, especially now that he's the veteran in the room. No superstar, no headache, just the kind of player who keeps the wheels turning. Are you enjoying the mailbag? Want to see your question in the next episode? It's super simple. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and that's it. Every week we've got new videos, live broadcasts, breaking news, and of course, our special mailbag featuring fan questions. Those who are part of the NY Gang, our elite notification squad, already know no one misses content here, and when a Chiefs bombshell drops, this is the crew that hears it first. If you're the type who likes staying on top of everything happening in Kansas City, now's the time to join us. Comment below right now, just NY Gang, so I know you're with us. And if you want to join the team, don't wait. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and let's dominate YouTube together, Kingdom. Now let's get to the question everyone's been asking. This one's from Tony. Can Tyreek Hill return to Kansas City? Look, the rumors just keep coming. The Cheetah is reportedly a little unhappy in Miami, and the structure of his contract does leave room for a bold move. No guaranteed money after this year. A base salary of $10 million. There's potential for discussion. Sure, it wouldn't be easy. You'd need to restructure the deal, offer future guarantees, and pull off some cap magic. But if anyone can do it, it's Brett Veach. The man has done it before. He knows how to tweak the roster without wrecking the budget. The tricky part, would the Dolphins even consider negotiating with us? They know we're the thorn in the side of the AFC, just like the Bengals and Bills, who've made it clear they don't want to help us get stronger. But hey, if the opportunity comes knocking, I say, do the magic. The fans want Tyreek back at Arrowhead. Now, it's Casey Mark's turn to ask whether it's worth going after Micah Parsons. And look, the guy is simply one of the most explosive defenders in the league. He's had over 12 sacks every season he's played, a straight-up nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. He's pure talent. No denying it. The price to bring in Micah, you're going to have to give up a first-round pick, maybe more, and then sign him to a massive new contract. That impacts not only the salary cap, but also other key players on the roster. Is it a gamble worth taking? In my opinion, it's just too expensive. It's not that the player isn't worth it. He is. But the total cost is simply too high. You'd be sacrificing depth across the roster for one big name. And in the Chiefs system, the strength lies in the collective. So in this case, I'd rather pass. What about you? Comment below, T for trade or P for pass. Next question comes from KC for all. What if we went after George Pickens? The guy is young, super talented, makes incredible catches, and has WR1 potential on any team. But here's the problem, his mindset. He's known for being, let's say, temperamental. Some call him a diva, others say he's just ultra competitive. Either way, players like that can become ticking time bombs. And honestly, I'm not sure Andy Reid has the patience for that kind of energy, especially with a young, promising receiver group already in place. To make matters worse, look at the history. The Steelers always seem to know exactly when to move on from wide receivers. Antonio Brown, Juju, Claypool, Deontay Johnson, all of them dropped off after leaving Pittsburgh. Will the same thing happen with Pickens? I'll pass on this one. Too much drama, not enough guaranteed return. David Bucker asked if Jaylen Moore could be the future right tackle after Jawan Taylor's contract ends. But here's the real plan. The Chiefs are looking at him as a potential left tackle, protecting Mahomes' blind side. That's where he can truly shine. He already proved himself when he stepped in for Trent Williams with the 49ers, and he did it at a high level. If he keeps up that consistency here in Kansas City, there's no reason to move him off the left. Ideally, he becomes dominant at LT and saves the team a lot of money that would otherwise go to expensive free agents. Now, if things don't pan out, sure, he could shift to RT, but right now the expectation is clear. Jaylen Moore is a long-term bet at left tackle. Let's hope he gets the job done and becomes the foundation of our offensive line. Nick asked if the Chiefs might move down in the draft if the board doesn't cooperate, and the answer is absolutely. Not only can they do it, but they've done it before. It all depends on how the names are falling. If the player you want goes early, it's smarter to trade down and collect more picks than to force a pick. Brett Veach is a master at this. He moved up for Mahomes, and he's moved down in recent years to find value. The key is understanding the right moment and trusting your board analysis. Sometimes the player you want will still be available a few spots later. And in a draft class loaded with second and third round potential, trading down can be a huge win. More picks, more depth, less risk. So yes, stay tuned. Don't be surprised if Kansas City makes a strategic move on day one. Paul brought up an intriguing name, Charles Grant, offensive tackle from William and Mary. The guy is 6'4", 300 pounds, long arms, solid frame, but still raw. He's coming from a small college, which means the jump to the NFL will be huge. But he's an intriguing prospect with a solid foundation and room to grow. With good coaching and some time on the bench, he could develop into a reliable piece in the offensive line rotation. He's probably not ready to start right now, but he's the kind of player you take a chance on based on raw talent. And the Chiefs have a great track record of developing under-the-radar offensive linemen. If it works out, it's a steal. If it doesn't, it was a low-risk investment. So yes, I support giving Charles Grant a shot in the later rounds of the draft. You won't believe what fans are buzzing about this week. And no, it's not just your typical draft picks or contract extensions. This time, we're talking big names. George Pickens, Micah Parsons, and yes, even Tyreek Hill is back in the conversation. And no, this isn't fantasy football chatter. These are real rumors and legit possibilities swirling through Chief circles right now, and we've got the inside scoop straight from this week's mailbag segment with Tyler Jones. So if you thought this was just another routine offseason update, think again. This one could reshape the entire core of the Kansas City Chiefs roster moving forward. But first, if you've been a Chiefs fan for over 20 years, smash that like button. We love seeing diehard fans of all generations repping the red and gold. And hey, if you believe we're going to the Super Bowl, type this in the chat or comments. Go Chiefs. My heart is yours. All right, let's kick things off with safety Brian Cook. Cook started all 17 games last season, racking up 78 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 5 pass breakups, not to mention 2 fumble recoveries from the year before. Now, no one's calling him a future Hall of Famer, but Tyler Jones said it best. Cook is solid. And in today's salary cap era, that's gold. He's reliable. He's getting better. And here's the key. He won't cost a fortune to bring back. With Justin Reed now in New Orleans, Cook steps up as the veteran voice in that secondary. Spagnuolo likes him, and the Chiefs need that kind of stability in the backfield. It's not always about chasing superstars at every position. It's about getting maximum value from guys who do their jobs and do them well. For Cook, a return to Kansas City doesn't just make sense. It feels like the obvious move. Now, brace yourselves. This next name might stir up some serious nostalgia. Tyreek Hill. Yep, that Tyreek. The chatter about him leaving Miami is gaining steam again, and let's be honest, Hill hasn't exactly been subtle about his frustrations with the Dolphins. Here's where it gets interesting. His base salary this year is just $10 million. That's manageable if, and it's a big if, you can creatively restructure his deal. The Chiefs would have to pull some serious cap gymnastics to make it happen, but hey, Brett Veach has worked miracles before. The real question is, would the Dolphins even entertain the idea? Would an AFC rival willingly hand Tyreek back to the defending Super Bowl champs? Tyler brought up a great point. Teams like the Bills and Bengals are reportedly already avoiding deals with Kansas City. Why help strengthen a rival? Still, the idea of Hill reuniting with Mahomes? That's the kind of rumor that ignites fan forums and lights up comment sections for weeks. Come on, Chiefs Kingdom. You won't believe what fans are talking about this week. And no, it's not just the usual off-season chatter about the draft or contract extensions. This time, it's names like George Pickens, Micah Parsons, and yes, even Tyreek Hill being thrown back into the mix. And we're not talking fantasy football here. These are real conversations, real possibilities being tossed around in the Chiefs realm right now. And thanks to Tyler Jones in this week's mailbag segment, we've got the inside scoop. If you thought this was just another quiet off-season update, think again. This could reshape the very core of the Kansas City Chiefs roster. Before we dive in, if you've been a Chiefs fan for 20 plus years, hit that like button right now. And if you believe we're headed back to the Super Bowl, drop this in the comments. Go Chiefs. My heart is yours. Let's start with Bryan Cook. He started all 17 games last season, posted 78 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 5 pass breakups. And don't forget, he had 2 fumble recoveries the year before. While no one's putting him in the Hall of Fame just yet, Tyler Jones put it clearly. Bryan Cook is solid. And in today's salary cap environment, that's exactly what you want. He's reliable. He's improving. And best of all, he won't cost a fortune to bring back. With Justin Reed now in New Orleans, Cook becomes the veteran voice in the secondary. Spags is a fan. And this defense needs that kind of stability. In a league where star chasing can backfire, having a steady, affordable player who does his job well, that's a win. A return to KC? It just makes sense. Now, brace yourself. Because the next name is dripping with nostalgia. Tyreek Hill. Yep, that Tyreek. The buzz around Hill possibly leaving Miami is growing again. And let's be honest, Tyreek hasn't exactly hidden his frustration with the Dolphins. Here's where it gets interesting. His base salary this year is only $10 million. That's manageable. If the Chiefs could creatively restructure his deal, it would take some serious cap magic, but if anyone can pull it off, it's Brett Veach. But the real hurdle? Would Miami actually help the defending champs get even better? Tyler nailed it. Teams like the Bills and Bengals already avoid dealing with Kansas City. Why would the Dolphins be any different? Still, the idea of Hill reuniting with Mahomes, that's the kind of move that sets the internet on fire. It's emotional. It's exciting. It's possible, but not likely. Let's move on to Micah Parsons, a name that sparks even more debate. Parsons is a monster on the field, double-digit sacks every year, game wrecker, no argument there. But Tyler was crystal clear. It's a no from me. Not because Parsons isn't talented. He absolutely is. But the cost? Way too high. You'd be giving up multiple high draft picks and preparing to hand out a massive contract extension. That kind of investment drains resources needed elsewhere. Yes, Parsons would elevate the defense, but the opportunity costs could outweigh the gains sometimes. The smartest move is the one you don't make. And it's not just defense under scrutiny. There's real chatter about George Pickens being shopped by the Steelers. Talented? Absolutely. Great hands, elite body control. He could be a WR1 on any team, but Tyler didn't sugarcoat it. Pickens has a reputation, diva, temperamental, a potential locker room distraction, and while the Chiefs have handled big personalities before, it raises real concerns. Plus, let's talk history. The Steelers have a habit of knowing exactly when to let go of wide receivers. Antonio Brown, Chase Claypool, Deion Johnson. Each of them fizzled after leaving Pittsburgh. That's not a great omen. See you next video.